Okay, so welcome everyone to this section. So I've got my mentor here. So welcome once again. And yeah, so one thing I want to ask, we started a discussion here. So I know there are a lot of bettings on who you are, right? So some people are saying, who is Sam Shoyombo, right? And I said, for me, I don't even know Sam Shoyombo. I know you as Yomi Shoyombo. And we always call you Bro Yomi. And one, we want to know, who is Sam Shoyombo, right?
Okay. All right.
And what exactly is that Sam? Some people already kind of say, is Sam Shidin or something like that. What is, yeah. So who is Sam Shoyombo? And
Okay.
if you want to let us know.
Okay. Sam Shoyombo is Sam Shamusidin Abayomi Shoyombo. But now I am Sam. When I got to the UK, I thought Shamsuddin was a very long name. And even when I was in school in Nigeria, people struggled to call me. Some people will call me Samson, Samuel, all sorts of things. So I thought, all right, for the simplicity, I then decided to cut the Usidin out of the Shamusidin, So I'm Sam. So I'm not Samuel. I'm not Samson. My real first name in my BC is Shamsuddin Abayomi Shoyombo. And I decided to be using Sam Abayomi Shoyombo because I've used different names through my career trajectory from Nigeria all the way to UK. In primary school, I was called Abayomi. Secondary school, I was called Samson. When I went to Poly, I had a nickname there, Omega, because of my height at that time. And then when I got to the UK, I started using Yomi, a refined one. So my Nigerian friend will call me Yomi. My formal name was Sam. So I combined the three, Sam Abayomi Shoyombo. So who am I? I am the three names, and I am a person that is always keen to be there for people. I don't want people to go through things I've been through. I went through a lot, and I want to encourage all of us. The Bible in Proverbs 16:3 says that commit your work to the Lord, and your plans will be established. It really establishes the significance of dedicating our effort to a higher purpose, highlighting that aligning our work with our values can lead to successful outcomes. It can inspire us to be able to do more than we ever say that we can do because you are aligning to a higher calling and you will be embarrassed. And God has embarrassed me with my career. So that's who I am. And thank you, DJ, and thank you, Pat, for honoring me. You are a success story. you are, and there are quite a few of you at that time that took my. I wasn't even the careers advisor then. I was not the careers advisor at the time I met you, and few people that left out of Edinburgh to go into the world. You understand? So we thank God for that. And now I'm a full-fledged careers advisor, and I have my own website, samshoyombo.com. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, if you don't mind, today I'll call you Sam. Anyways, that's okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
fine.
and yeah,
But people call me Sas. In Nigeria, they don't know whether to call you uncle, daddy, all sorts of things. So I said to them, please call me my initials, Sas. So for anyone that is here, if you're going to send any message to me or any contact, use Sas. Please don't call me Sir, don't call me anything, just Sas, S-A-S. So you don't feel that you are calling me Sam. You don't feel you are calling me Mr. Choyombo. Just call me Sas. And I give everybody that privilege.
okay, all right, Sas. Thank you so much. Yeah. So yeah, I met you around 2005, right? To be
Yes.
honest, I would say that, yeah, and the way you took people, right, that are coming behind. And not only that, I remember that we used to come to your house, you cook for us, and you're a very good cook, right? You share your experience with us, right? I just want to know, yeah, for everyone here to know what are your experience in IT, right? And
Okay.
how have you moved? Because you also mentioned the fact that you've used several names, right, within that. So one of the things I tell people on this platform is like, your name should not be a barrier for you to enter into the IT, right? So, and yeah, I want to know what has your transition into IT be like, or into job employment? What have you done before you start to do the white collar job, right? So, and if you want to share with us anyway, yeah.
Okay. All right. Quite interesting. I was born in the UK. So I came to the UK as a British citizen. I came in the 90s, in 1990 precisely. And I finished my HND in Nigeria, and I was supposed to serve in Katsina State was just created that year. And that was 1990. I was posted to Katsina and I decided to come to the UK. So when I go to the UK, HND, I came with HND from Nigeria and HND marketing. And that was a thing that was so difficult for anyone that is carrying an HND today. It was such a difficult thing. And I believe so much how good I was as an HND person that I wasn't ready to go and start a university course from the beginning without a genuine reason for doing it because I already have a qualification. So my first point is appreciate yourself, what you have achieved regardless of what anybody is saying. Appreciate the journey you went through. For those of us that studied and get the qualification, not those that paid people to do the exam for them, but those that use their own brain to do it, appreciate yourself for that. So that's the first thing I'm going to say to anyone. And then I needed to get a job. I did McDonald's, and then I was doing security work. We were walking around Surrey Quays in, for those of you that know London, at that time they were just building the Canary Wharf. So I was walking around the Canary Wharf and I keep saying to myself that when I was doing my industrial training in Nigeria, I actually got an award because I was such a good person. So UK did not fine tune, UK did not make me. Nigeria made me who I am today. So I got an award for the best salesperson in Premier Paint in Abeokuta, in Ifo. So I said to myself that if I'd been in Nigeria, I would not be doing this type of a job. I'm a British citizen. So for me, because I have the right to work and do any job, that might be different for some of you. But saying that, I have a lot of friends at that time that didn't have their papers, and we were both in university encouraging each other. And along the line, they got all the IT qualification they needed, and they are all doing excellently very well. One of them is Dele Ali's father, the Dele Ali footballer that we know, the father. We was one of those people at that time that we were all together. And thank God for their story today. Now, I then decided that what I shouldn't be doing this. So I resigned from being a security guy a week to my birthday then in 1992. So I resigned and I said I was not going to do any odd jobs again. I'm going to understand because I saw few Nigerians that were working in white collar jobs. So why should I? And they are speaking the same accent. They've got the same Nigerian accent. Why am I excluding myself? Because nobody excluded me. I mentally excluded myself that I wasn't good enough for them. But what helped me to get myself back on track was value. You remember I said appreciate yourself. Now, this is me putting value back into myself that I am worth more than where I placed myself, and I need to find my way back. So I started looking for a job in a white collar job, any white collar job. I don't want to do odd jobs. So I got a job as a library assistant. For those of you that are in London, I manage the Walworth Road Library. I manage Blue Anchor Library in Suddock Park Road. And then I managed that place is on Old Kent Road, and I think it's turned to a church now. It used to be Civic Center. I managed those library there, and there used to be one in East Street. So I managed those library, and I did them excellently. I was managing people. Within 4 years, I rose from library assistant to a library manager to a development worker. That was in London. But at that time, we're just hearing about internet coming. The internet was going to take over the job of librarian. So while I was doing my library course, I specialized in IT. We're just learning DOS, and then Unix was coming in a bit, and all of those things. We're hearing about SQL. All those things were just ideas at that time, and everything was character, black and white. What do they call that thing that is character? It was
Dust.
black and white. It was just black and white. There was no color. I can't remember the actual word that we used.
Dust.
It was
Dust.
dust, but when you have a black and white screen, there is a name that you call it, that kind of a thing. I've forgotten. It was character based, really. So, and then I decided that I need to go and do further study. So I went to the Montfort University. I'd already gotten a job in IT as a systems librarian. So I was doing parameters for certain library systems. So all the library in Southwark, London Borough of Harrow, London Borough of Brent, and Croydon, I helped them set up the library system at that time. And then I got a job in Edinburgh, as the University of Edinburgh. And the Edinburgh University is the best university. Deji is always proud of that. It's the best university in Scotland. Deji, you said in Edinburgh, but it's the best university in Scotland. So Edinburgh, there are 4 universities.
I don't want to be too proud. So
No, that's the reality of it. So I came to University of Edinburgh. I set up the library system. I supported setting up the library system. I was a systems librarian for the old university. And then I was also responsible for setting up Area What University system as well at that time. But at that point in time, I wasn't really enjoying the back end. I was good at my job and it was so well paid, but I realized that I don't have fun doing that job. So for me, that triggered other aspect of my life. That's what led me into career coaching, that kind of thing. And then I went back to university for the third or fourth time to go and do another course. I was recruiting for University of Edinburgh for Nigeria for about 4 or 5 years, recruiting students. And then I went back to study careers advice. So that was my trajectory. Career IT. I did IT between 1996 and 2009. 2009. That's my core IT. Most of the thing, my website and things like that, because of my IT background, my IT qualification, I mentor people to do things and I tell them what to do, how to go about research. I project manage and I still do a bit of IT, but it's not my core career at the moment. That's just it.
all right, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. So yeah, you mentioned how you've kind of rise to become a manager in the IT space, right? And would you want to actually explain to us some of the barriers that you took as a Black person at that particular time, right? So what are the barriers? Yeah, did you face any racial discriminations, or how did you manage to kind of, being able to be as a manager at that particular time? Or what are the things that actually stood out for you at that time? Yeah.
If I want to be totally honest with everyone, I want us to understand that if we want to measure productivity for a white person, if a white person for us to say that white person is good, if the productivity will be 80%, you understand? If we want to measure productivity, effectiveness, and everything for a white person, and you measure it to be 80%, that's when they start recognizing that, wow, this person is good. If we put a white person at 80%, the moment a Black person starts showing 40, 50% of that, you would be recognized. And they might start treating you like the 80%. But the problem that we have, including myself coming into IT, is that we don't go into career for passion, we go into career for money. So if you're going into a career for a passion, then you would excel. So really, for me, I would tell my own story, and I know a lot of people that have the same story with me. When I came into IT at that time, it was just what everybody was doing, and it was just the right thing to do. Really, how many of us have had careers advice in Nigeria ever? You know, we don't even know that. I didn't even know it exists as a profession until I was seeing myself doing something like that. Then that's when I recognized it. So the barriers that I face were not, I'm not excusing institutionalized barrier that we as Black people face. I'm not excusing that. I'm not excusing the micro, what's that word they call when they say where do you come from? It's called, there's a micro name for it now. I've forgotten what they call it. When people ask you where do you come from, you know, and they're asking me in a place that I've lived for 20 years, you know. So microaggression, not microaggression, is something to do with racism. It's something to do with racism. Thanks for that, prep major. It's something to do with racism, but it's called, you know, it's the subtle way that people would make you feel you are not part of them. All those things are, it's something bias. But I think there is bias in the world. Gaslighting. Okay, yes, something like that. Yes. But there is bias, unconscious bias. Unconscious bias. That's the word I'm looking for. That's just unconscious bias. Thanks for those options. But the one I was looking for was unconscious bias. We have that happens to us. If a Black person is late to work, everybody will kind of know. You understand what I mean? We deal with that, but we don't, you look beyond that, because I came from a place where, Deji, where are you from? Are you Ijebu, or where are you from? You are not a Ghana?
I'm not from Egba, far from it. I'm from Lagos.
You are from Lagos. You know, Egba and Lagos are still okay. You know, Ijebu is very close to us, that we speak the same language. I'm from a place whereby if we see an Ijebu man, we have a story to tell about them. You understand? So I have lived in tribalism. You understand what I mean? And I'm saying even inter-tribalism before you now call me an Igbo or Hausa. So for me, coming to a place where I'm completely different, the thing that liberated us Africans against the Caribbeans is that we African, because we have seen it before, we came, we faced the job that we want to do, and we do it well. And that's why Nigerians are celebrated all over the world. So a Nigerian that goes into a workplace and thinking, having that victim mentality that they are not, the first thing I will ask you to do, check yourself. Are you really good at what you're supposed to be doing? If you are outstanding in what you're supposed to be doing, every time I see you with mayor and all of those things, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. I didn't expect less of you. You understand what because you have that attitude. And if you have it, you may not be 80%, and Oyibo may have to do 80% of what you're doing. Maybe you are doing just 60, but you'll be recognized. You understand what I mean? The more you're doing, the more you are recognized. So really, we can't use our minority thing to our own advantage, because we are in a culture where equal opportunity is important, and every organization wants to see that there are equal opportunity. However, some Nigerians, and I'm being specific about we Nigerian, and if there's any Ghanaian on the screen as well, Nigerians and Ghanaians in the 90s, we go to a job and we don't have the skills and basic questions we don't really know. So really, there are doubts that has been seen, even in all these odd jobs as well. When a Nigerian is a cleaner, and when you have a white cleaner, you see the quality of work the white will do, because the white is doing it as a passion. So what I'm saying to everyone that is hearing me today is that carry yourself. I started with appreciating yourself. Value the skills that you have, and then display that, showcase. Now, as a Black person, you don't become with something want to be conservative. If you develop anything, you have to shout it. You have to shout it and claim ownership of it. Let them see that, oh, you did that. Oh, wow. If somebody else hasn't, did you see my thing that I did? Did you see? You have, even if it's a little program that you've just discovered, and if you have your own initiative, do your research before you go to a meeting. Do your own research before you go into a meeting, so that when you go to a meeting, your voice is at. I work with an organization with over 5,000 careers advisor all over Scotland. There is no careers advisor that does not know Sam Shoyombo. There is no careers advisor, because if they call Zoom meeting, trust you, I will speak. I will always have a question. And my question is one of those, I will not ask the obvious question. My question is one of those that they will hear. The person that wants to answer the question will say, and they will think about it, because it will be a strategic, relevant question that is even maybe future focused rather than the obvious question, because I will have done my research and I'm in my area of calling. So if you are in IT, if you are struggling like I was, then you could look at which part of IT, because IT is so wide now. And if it was that time now, I could have moved sideways in IT, because with my skills, I could have gone into business analysis. You understand what I mean? And I could have been a leader in that area. I could have gone into even project management. I could have gone, because it's the same skills that we're using in all of this place. So with real guidance, and we have generative AIs that you can use to explore the skills that you have, and the IT where you will be able to project that skill, where you will be celebrated, the IT field where your skill will best fit. That's what I would encourage anyone to do. Not sit down there and be getting by, because if you're getting by, everyone knows you're getting by. You are the only one that thinks nobody knows. Don't get by. Always be there and be engaged. If you are not engaging, it's because you are the issue. So the question that you asked me is that, what are the barriers? Honestly speaking, I do not see barriers. In Europe, in my language, we say if you're pointing one finger to people, the remaining four points back to you. So fix you. And if you're in the wrong place, strategically find your way to the right place. There are lots of help free. You don't even have to pay for it. So point to yourself, fix you, and then you will excel. And when you start excelling, job should not be job. Job should be fun. You should be excited. For those that are programmer, you should be excited about programming that even in the night you can't finish it. You are always looking to do it. For those of us that are human relations, for those of you that are analytical, when you are doing your own calling within IT, there is no range of skills that you have that you cannot excel in IT at the moment. And that's the kind of work I do with people at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Yeah, I know I can see as you are actually talking about this with passion, which I think is really, really, really good. So you need to kind of ensure that we are noticed more, right? As Black person. So you need to actually have that belief. Then also because we are kind of we all only have half an hour for this, right? So, and for a Black person, right, or ethnic minority that's moving into IT, right? So I've got two questions. So they're looking for mentoring, because when you are actually growing your bit in the IT, did you have a mentor, or do you feel like if you had that mentor, you have gone further? Because you talk about growing left now into BA. If you had mentor, will have done that. And also, the second thing is in terms of skills, right? Uh, what are the 6 skills that I need for me to make transition into IT, or even for me to stay, right? I'm in IT now. I need to be able to kind of move forward. in my role? What are the things that I need to have as part of the skills or maybe soft skills? Yeah.
Thank you for that question. I wish I had a mentor then, because when we came into the UK, the people that were here before us, who are more like our aunties and uncle, they're all in their 70s now. They were always here to think they were going back to Nigeria. So they were just getting by. They were not even buying houses. They were not doing all of those things. So we felt that we didn't want to be like them, because we are kind of on the same level. For, you've been looking at them up there when we're in Nigeria, and then you get here, just see, is this the life that they are living, that kind of a thing? So there was no mentor for us. If I had had a mentor, I would have done well. And I would encourage everyone here, when you're choosing mentor, know what you want and know that that person has got what you're looking for. So really, it's what they're offering you that you're getting out of them, regardless of whatever else is happening in their life, as far as you're getting, because we have different compartments in our lives, you understand? But if you focus on what you're getting from your mentor, you would get what you want, rather than looking at your mentor as an old person that whatever you want, know what you want. And it may be that you need somebody to always put you in check. You need somebody to want to help you to explore. Though if that's what you're looking for, then search for that. Now, someone has a question. How do you find a mentor? Now, once you identify what you're looking for, if you go online, for example, if you're within a LinkedIn, if you're in LinkedIn, you can search for people that have those things. You can even create mentor for yourself. For example, with this generative AI, I go to Gemini a lot and ask questions, and I scrutinize those questions. I critique them just for me to get facts. But if you're looking for direct human that will continue to guide you, once you go online and you search, for example, in Scotland, if you search for for mentorship, you will find a lot of people that are genuinely volunteering themselves to be there for people, because every mentor derives a pleasure of recreating themselves through somebody else, sharing the knowledge, making sure that somebody does not go through what they've been through, simplifying the route for the person. Like you said, I could have just done a sideways move into business analysis without needing to do any qualification, because I already have the skills. So there was no way for me to see that option there. Then you ask me the key skills that you need to be able to transfer. For any role that you're doing, we all have transferable skills. And you can, with the right career guidance, you can identify those things. But there are timeless other skills that go beyond technical, and they prepare you for lifelong learning and success. And there are three of them. The first one is, how do you manage yourself? Self-management. This is about how focused you are, your integrity, your adaptivity, and your initiative. Those four things in self-management, if you're focusing so well, you're well focused, you'll be able to filter and sort a lot of information. If you have integrity, you will stand out and you will correct yourself when you're wrong. And you can adapt to situation that comes around you. And you are consistently sensitive to your own intuition and turning them to initiative. The second bit is your social intelligence. This is an area that we really struggle with because we are not from here. But AI has simplified things for us, and COVID has done us good. The fact that there are more virtual engagement now than physical. We get more virtual with people, especially across the border. So social intelligence is about your communication, your sensitivity to feelings of other, how you collaborate with people, and how you can lead. Lead could be leading people, could be leading project, could be leading a course. So that is social intelligence. Once you have that, the last one, which is innovation, is about you being curious. What's the next thing? How could we get better? And then being creative. From your curiosity, there must be creativity. Making sense of things. Because you're curious and want to be creative, is this needed? Is there somebody that's done it? We have Agile. So you can start where they've stopped. You understand what I mean? So the agility of whatever you're doing and critical thinking. When you have those three things, self-management, social intelligence, and innovation, any area that you want to cross into, all these skills that you need, your technical skills and your soft skill, which are communication, which are problem solving, they are built on these meta skills, your self-management, your social intelligence, and your innovation. Everyone should aspire to develop those three core meta skills, because when you're using those one, it will just enhance your soft skill. So I will take social intelligence for one. How much are we socially intelligent? We Nigerians, that's an area that we need to work on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know that we have a series for the social skills anyway, starting from next week, where we're going to hear from you about this meta skill. To be honest, when I hear that, what exactly is meta skill? What do I did it? I'm a manager at work. How can I use it, right? And I think everyone should tune in next week for that, half an hour. So for you to hear about how you can use those soft skills to better your life, even for also career progressions as well. So last question I've got for you, right? Because there's a particular word I'm saying behind you, focus. What is focus?
Okay, focus is, and you know, when I say to you, when you follow your passion, you discover things. Focus is my own career model that I submitted as part of my training when I studied careers advice, and I got a distinction for it. It's called focus is the how you use career information, and it's different stages, and they are all interrelated. So F is anytime you want to start about career, find yourself. Where are you? What do you really want? What do you have to give? That's find yourself. Opportunity is what opportunity aligns to you that you have discovered, your self-discovery, what opportunity. How, and then the C is communication. What do you want to say to the opportunity providers? That's communication. So you have yourself, you have the opportunity, you are now putting together how you want to present yourself to the opportunity provider. In the process of doing that, you will identify information gap or skills gap. This is where you will need to use information. So that's the you. You use information to bridge any gaps that you've identified at the communication stage. And then the starting stage is when you're launching your career. Actually, you want to get in, you want to get grounded, and you want to grow in the career. That's what the focus model, and that's how I structured information on my website, so that you need to know where you are and then follow that through. And for people to get free consultation, they need to go through that and do a quiz, and then they can have a 15 minutes chat with me.
Thank you so much for that. To be honest, I know, yeah, like I said, yeah, sitting with you, all right, it's you always get some nuggets on what you need to do. In yeah, even those simple things are really, really necessary. So and you just have to use it. Thank you so much. So if anyone wants to kind of reach out with SaaS, it says SaaS anyway. So I call
Yes.
him So you can reach him on his website is samshoyombo.com, samshoyombo.com. I'm gonna put it on the chart anyway. So you can, yeah, to be honest, one thing I know about him is like he's passionate about helping people. So if you want to navigate your career and you are looking for someone to kind of help you. I know some people are also talking about looking for mentor. To be honest, if I can call someone my mentor, right? To be honest, I don't call a lot of people my mentor. I think it's a few of them, and this is one of them that has really really stuck for a long time, right? And when I picked the call, and I said this area, and it's okay. Yeah, this is what you need to do. Not only in terms of career only, but I mean, I know you also do all these investments as well. I mean, DG, you have to before you buy a car, go and buy a house. I still remember those conversations as well. Anyway, so yeah. So thank you so much. To be honest, I cannot thank you enough for shaping my life anyway. So over the years, so and I know that if anyone also is kind of looking for someone to actually shape your life, and I would recommend him as well, to be honest. So yeah, you might not be talking about technical. Everything is not technical mentor. So yeah, if you're looking for a career coach, someone to actually look into. And yeah, another thing I remember, Sas, is when I know there's some of the things that you also do when we are young, actually, like helping you to get settled in the UK, right?
Yes, I
So,
used to do that.
you
Yes.
don't know your left from your right. You want to know where
Yes.
Tesco is, where to buy the cheap stuff, right? All those things
Yes.
anyway. So those are the things that he does. And do you want to quickly talk about that as well, if you still do them?
Yes. Yeah, when I carry that into, if I'm mentoring people, I do someone has, can you mentor? The best way you can get my mentorship is to use my resource and then tap into my free booking session. But because I now do consultancy for expatriate and my time has become a bit limited. I do mentorship for expatriate partners. So my time has become limited, but I can consistently work with someone, especially if the person shows that they are helping themselves. In Yoruba, we say, Omo to ba shipa lo bi en gbe, the child that raises his hand, that's the child that you will carry, not the one that is sitting down and then entitlement. You understand what I mean? If you're making the right moves, any mentor, when you're making the right move, will want to connect with you. It may start slowly and gradually, but you have to have the right attitude, and then you can get on with them. That's that one. But Deji, sorry, I lost thought of the question that you asked me. I answered what was on my mind. Sorry about that,
So,
because I saw the question there.
yeah, those were when we are.
Okay, yes, I now know what you asked me there. You were saying now when as a career coach, you talked about technical. A career coach does not have to know anything about the field that you're coming from. And the advantage I have is that I was a librarian before I became a career coach. So librarian as a custodian of information plus now a career coach makes it much easier for me. Plus the fact that I work in IT, so I'm always good in mentoring technical people. However, when you want to mentor people, the first thing you need to do, establish with them, is their well-being. If somebody has paper issue, we need to like paper working, we need to first of all identify how that would be possible. If somebody has feeding finance issue, I call something bridging job. If you go to on my website, you will see bridging jobs that you can do before you get on, how you can get by sustainably and still live well and be building yourself, not to go and rent a flat, rent a room and share a room with a friend if possible, so that you can minimize your expenses to maximize your income. Where do you shop? Do you go to Marks and Spencer? Now, interestingly, I shop in Marks and Spencer, DG. I don't go to other shops now. You understand what I mean? But in those days, I will tell you, look at the price. When we came from Nigeria, cornflakes was luxury. So we'll go and buy the cheapest cornflakes and have the cornflakes. You understand what I mean? But now, because I don't eat so much, so I'm more fussy about the quality of what I eat now. You understand what I mean? So that's the reason. But in those days, I would tell you every penny that you save count towards something, and that's the success of the United Kingdom, because they count even their 1p. You start keeping 1p in a jar at home and see what it will turn to. So if you have that principle to any money you're going to spend, and you have people checking on you, and you are keeping the checks, right? Then you'll be on a spiral springing up, you'll be on the right path. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So as we were talking, I still remember some of those things that you said in those days as well. Like, don't take your card to the supermarket in Italy. Take your,
Yes.
so you know
I
that.
was a compulsive shopper. In those days, when you come from Nigeria, sorry, for those of you that don't speak Yoruba, you understand what I mean. I'm really sorry. For those that can understand Yoruba, Iyati J or Niger, you've suffered a lot. So when you get here, you just want to buy the best clothes. I mean, somebody like me that even to buy second-hand in Nigeria was a tough thing. You understand what I mean? I was so tall and all my trousers I was already wearing Michael Jackson style. In those days, I was wearing Michael Jackson style, not by choice, but by height. You understand what I mean? All my trousers were jumping. So I got into fashion. But do you know now, in the last 4 or 5 years, I don't think I bought myself one shirt. Except when I go to Nigeria, I will sew some native. If it's family thing, I now sew family thing because I don't have many people that will call me for that type of a thing. So the few that calls me, I sew it to add to my clothing. You understand what I mean? To add to my wardrobe. But I don't shop for things now because I've learned that you don't need that. When you go to shop, have a budget. I went through bankruptcy. Personally, I went through bankruptcy, and bankruptcy liberated my life. I was actually bankrupted. So you have to be wise. Yes, Biodu. Yes, I was actually bankrupted. You understand what I mean? And now, thank God, we have two smaller homes. Beji, how should a single man have a 5-bedroom house? Why? Why
Yeah,
should a single man?
I was looking up to you because that house was really, really bad.
Yes, but I live in a 2-bedroom house now, Deji. Me and my wife, we're in a 2-bedroom house. Our children are not at all with us, you understand? We have them in Nigeria and here in London, you understand? So we don't, and we kept a flat in Edinburgh, which is giving us money. You understand what I mean? And we still go in there because we use for Airbnb. And we have a small house here that is the mortgage is not making. I'm ready if I have to retire. I mean, I'm hoping that 60, I want to be able to retire. It's just because I'm doing what I'm passionate about. I'm tired of working. I want freedom. But what I do is so fun for me. It's fun for me. So I'm really enjoying that. So I went bank. For those of you that don't know, I was not bankrupted. I chose bankruptcy when I had the opportunity to get out of that bottomless pit that I was going into. And when I got myself out of it, 6 years on the day that the 6 year clear, before we got out of it, my wife had already bought a flat because I married in the middle of bankruptcy and we separated finances and we already bought our flat. Did you come to that flat in Edinburgh when you came? Did you come to a flat in Edinburgh?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure to be. Yeah.
Okay, we bought a flat in Edinburgh, and then when I moved to Aberdeen, we bought a house in Aberdeen. You understand what I mean? So really, all of those things are myths that we carry from Nigeria. The house that you don't, people will say you can't sell your house. No, the culture of this country is you cut your clothes according to the size of your plots. Don't follow audience. Be sensible. Be sensible with yourself.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I think our time is fast spent anyway. It was meant to be half an hour, but I really enjoyed it. So, just your last word for someone here that wants to kind of start their career or about to kind of make a decision, right? So, what would be your word to them? Yeah, and how they can navigate, yeah, or even so someone that is just coming to the UK fresh, yeah. So, what would be your words to them? Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. My simple word to you is that, first of all, look inward. What will I do that even if I wasn't paid for it, I will enjoy doing it? Try and find that thing. We don't know it because we come from an environment where we are not in tune to our internal person. You understand? But you need to be in tune to that. From there, you can then see careers that align with your calling. And when you are in tune with your calling, you would excel because you would do it naturally. On my website, for those that have just come to the UK, if you are navigating through my website, you will find new immigrants to Scotland. I have for Scotland, and I think there is something for UK. There are things that you can go through that will give you information. And even if you don't have the right papers, you are navigating through all this visa thing. The thing that you have to do is to be looking at where you are passionate and what are they looking for. Going to my focus model, find yourself, then where is the opportunity that aligns with you and how do I get there? And volunteer. I cannot underemphasize the importance of volunteer. Even the one that you do in church, get it documented. You understand what I mean? So that any volunteering role will give you skills that will demonstrate that you can integrate with people, and you also learn about the culture here. So go back to yourself, get what you know, and that would apply even if you're doing IT. Be sure that the path of IT you have chosen to follow is the path that you are very comfortable with, because IT, continuous learning, is a success in IT. You are continuous. I can't do what Deji is doing, keeping up with all of those things. No, I couldn't have done that. You understand? But there are paths that may fit into your own calling in IT, and there are so many of those that you don't even have to do anything technical, but you're still an IT person.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Sam Abayomi. Shuyombo SAS in for short. Anyway, thank you so much for having us. So, and we are going to have another session with him, half an hour next week, right, where he's going to talk about the soft skills. It's going to be 30 minutes for the next 4 weeks. It's going to, whether you are already in career or you are moving to career, what are the soft skills that you need for you to be able to survive within your role, or even transferable skills as well. He spoke about the mental skills. What are these mental skills that you need? So tune in the time next week where we are going to hear about that. So I want to say thank you for tuning in today. So and also we are going to bring other people as well. So within this particular show, we call it Career Catalyst. Anyway, thank you. As it remains myself, my name is Deji Emmanuel, and and also I want to say thank you to the Blue Sky.
Thank you, Tom Ajoku.
Thank you everyone, and also Pat Emmanuel, thank you so much for all the support.
Madam, thank you, madam.
Thank you, Saf.
Thank you,
All
madam.
right. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you to everyone. Nice meeting all of you. Thank you, and keep in